Moin Sportskanonen und Basketballfreunde. Willkommen zu einer weiteren Runde von NBA2K18 mit mir, dem Timo. Guten Tag. Heute mit einem ganz besonderen Matchup, meine Damen und Herren. Denn heute gibt es ein weiteres Stadtderby zwischen der New York Foundation und den Brooklyn Nets. So. Und heute ist auch wieder was Besonderes. Das werden wir jetzt spielen. Dieses Spiel. Und zwar, ja, ich werde heute auf der Seite von New York Foundation spielen, weil das einfach eine andere Mannschaft ist, ne? Genau, Icon Statement Association. Wir bleiben bei Icon. Und die bleiben Icon Statement, ja. Association. Danke. Session und dann kommt hier Icon Statement. Das heißt. Ach komm, schon wieder vorbei. Association gegen Icon. Und ich würde sagen, wir legen los.
With the finals underway, championship rings are in close reach for a few. And we've had some NBA champions here on 2KTV, so if you were to add up all the NBA championship rings from just this season's guests, how many would there be? Do you?
Nope.
It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Good evening, everybody. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Great to have you with us on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll see New York as they play against the Nets. Checking out Brooklyn, maybe it hasn't been quite the start to the season they were hoping for. They're just 2-3 so far, but probably a little too early to get hung up on the one-loss record at this point. Guys, it might have taken some time for him to adjust to the NBA, but D'Angelo Russell becoming a force in the league. What do you think finally clicked for him, Shaq?
Well, one, he's getting the ball, and two, he was given more freedom and control on offense. And he's making more measured decisions on offense. He's not as sporadic as he used to be.
Learning how to say no. You know, being a point guard, you got to say no to some of the best players in the world. I can't get you the ball right now. And he's getting comfortable creating for others.
Thank you for joining us. We go courtside now. Kevin Harlan has the call.
It's a West versus East contest here in Brooklyn as the Nets play one at home, bringing you another edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our reporter tonight on the sideline, David Aldridge.
So, und damit geht's jetzt los.
They've hit a rough spot here early, but still have plenty of time in their season to find their way out.
Well, I think for New York, they're not in a good place right now as a ball club. After the success of last season, they're expecting bigger and better things this year.
And you know what? Even though the season hasn't been a complete disaster, they're pretty dysfunctional as a team right now.
So the New York starting five, they've got Crabbe. Cephalosha is out there with Luke Mbamute. Then it's Corey Joseph, and it's McGee in at the center position. Here's Russell. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2-for-2 from the floor.
Like a ninja is Russell, sliding inside for the deuce. Eel-like, slippery, smooth, productive.
There's Crabbe with the three. Allen with the rebound. New York on D. 4-point game. Pass to LeVert. They set the pick. No good on the three. New York with the ball. Right wing. It's stolen. Releases from 15. Hollis Jefferson. Good. Hollis Jefferson's got his first points in this one.
And that is a shot that Hollis Jefferson continues to improve upon over time, and that's a good sign of things to come.
Allen against McGee. Stolen by Bosch. Passes it to LeVert. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. LeVert's got his first 2 points of the night. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Nets.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, how about the fact defensively, they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
So both teams changing it up here. Here's Lynn. The dish now to Mozgov. Lynn kicks to Bosch.
Und der geht rein.
And again, no
Nee,
good
nicht.
by Brooklyn.
What the fish?
New York comes into this one following a loss to the Lakers in Los Angeles. Mozgov, the lead pushed to double digits.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
They need to stop this run.
You know what, Kev? I think it's time to switch some things up, either by going to your bench or with a different look defensively to disrupt their rhythm. Ooh, that has to be a relief.
Okay.
First bucket was a long time coming.
And they knew they'd bury one eventually. I mean, just a matter of time.
Digga.
Let's see if they can build on that.
Was ist das?
The Nets shooting their first free throws here for the night.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
And Jeremy Lin, you know, I think has a great reputation. He's a confident guy who provides energy at both guard spots.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Hits. Count that one from Ennis.
So,
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Boy, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
Now here's Lynn. Right wing. Bosch. No one around him. And again, no good by Brooklyn. New York trails by 7. Down low. Here's Ennis. Shakes off the strong
geht
D and
doch.
gets the bucket for 2.
Mann. Hä? War ich gar nicht.
And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. The 3 from Bosch. Bosch with another miss. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Nets lead by 5.
Okay, das war's schon.
Live from
Vierte.
Brooklyn, New York. You're watching 2K Sports. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And taking a look at the Nets' performance here, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Playing smart in this first period. Credit their unselfish play.
Und
Yeah,
merkt
you know,
man,
that cohesion is really impressive, Greg. I mean, they know how to get each other.
Lynn with it. Here are the 5 New York has to start here in the second. They've got Corey Joseph. Rashawn Holmes out there with Ennis. Then there's Measury. Here's Dinwiddie.
Komm, geh nicht
And he
rein.
didn't
Geht
get
doch.
quite enough under that one.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And 2 free throws.
Diggas.
coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup. Give them a little bump,
So,
and
da
then
geht's
maybe they'll
hoch
think
und
twice
wenn er
about
wovon ich gewinnen
coming
werde.
into the lane next time. And if they don't
Geholt
think
wird der
about it, at least they
Ball
might be
sicher
distracted by your presence.
gewesen. Ne.
He misses the free throw.
Well, probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Chris Bosch.
And that's a rare missed opportunity from him. He'd been good as gold up until that point. Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you could hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
For Brooklyn, they have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today.
Der hätte auch noch fast reingegangen, ne?
The first free throw is good. Allen's checked in for Mozgov. And New York with a change here, too.
Nicht rein.
Cabo Cephalosha has checked in for James Ennis. He's off on the second.
Der Befehl war schon
Dishes it to Cephalosha. A three-pointer off the mark. In transition, here come the Nets. Dinwiddie with the bucket.
Die Karte kann sogar 3.
They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Stolen by Allen. Here's the break. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Uses both hands to slam it down.
Boy, he is superb in transition. Hollis Jefferson can really get up and down the floor.
And so New York
Timeout von
calls
der
timeout first.
And not surprising, obviously unhappy with the lack of response from his team.
Can't blame him. I mean, the effort hasn't been there. Just has not been there. Hopefully, he can get the fire lit.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. LeVert's checked in for Spencer Dinwiddie, and D'Angelo Russell subbed in for Jeremy Lin. JaVale McGee's checked in for New York. Alan Crabb comes in for Joseph. Feeds it to Cephalosha. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Holmes. The jump shot from the
Nice, der war
baseline is
drin.
right on target.
He's just able to shoot over people at a high rate.
And you were a good defender, Greg, so you tell me, how do you guard that? I mean, the height, the soft release, not a lot you can do against that combination.
Allen lays it up off the glass. Allen's got the lead up to 11 now for Brooklyn.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Last game for Brooklyn, it was a loss to the Boston Celtics.
And they couldn't get stops when they needed to. The opposition just too comfortable shooting the basketball.
Well, you know what, Greg? When the defense is that lax, come on now. They honestly deserve to lose. You can't let a team get into that kind of a group.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Mozgov comes in for Allen. And Chris Bosh is subbed in for DeMar Carroll. Now, here is Russell. Tight defense on him. Shot clock at 5. Hollis Jefferson, good. Hollis Jefferson's got 6.
And with the physical gifts that Hollis Jefferson has, he plays a lot bigger than his listed height.
Osman.
Komm, ja!
And he didn't hesitate that time. The D gave him a step, and he just pulled up and drained the 3.
The Nets have gone 2 of 4 at the free throw line.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
And LeVert, the Ohio native, has a ton of potential, folks. A tall, lanky shooting guard with really good playmaking ability.
Good on both.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Well, it certainly appears to be the case, Greg. I mean, they've spent a lot of time at the foul line.
Komm, geh rein.
That's the result of attacking the rim and being physical.
There's Hollis Jefferson. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. He's got 8.
Bit of an oversized playmaking guard allows Russell to see over and around defenders. Great look there.
And so it's Brooklyn, up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And we'll be back with you shortly.
And now, the 2K Sports
Welcome back,
Halftime
everybody.
Show.
I'm Ernie Johnson.
Good Halbzeit Show.
This big mountain of a man is Shaquille O'Neal, and this hill of a man is Kenny the Jet Smith. Brooklyn came out looking very confident. A smoldering performance for them early as they shut down everything defensively and were clicking on offense, going 10-0 to start. They did not slow down much, as by the end of the quarter they were still up 11. In quarter number 2, emotions began to flare as they ramped up their aggressiveness and were making things happen everywhere on the floor, enabling them to take a 12-point advantage into halftime. Let's start with you, Shaq. What'd you think about the Nets?
Well, they really dictated the pace of the game with their transition game. They got out on the break every chance they had, and the time they could push the tempo, they did. And a lot of times it kept the defense scrambling like eggs with the cheese and apple juice.
How about you, Kenny? What did you think about the visiting team?
Well, they're giving up too many high percentage looks, Ernie. They're not closing down the lane, and they're not going hard on the perimeter. That will get an L in any book.
And we're just about ready for the start of the third quarter. Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll see you.
Welcome back as we get a beautiful aerial view of the Williamsburg Bridge connecting Manhattan and Brooklyn. Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Brooklyn leading by 12. Russell and LeVert in the backcourt. Allen is out there with Chris Bosh, and it's Hollis Jefferson in at the 3 spot. So that's the Nets 5. 6 on the shot clock. LeVert the pass to Allen. A 3 ball. Bosh can't get it to go. New York trails by 12. Stolen by Bosh. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Lets it go from 14. They get the rebound. Hollis Jefferson. The feed to Russell. Screened by Russell. And there's a whistle that goes on Luke Mbamute. That is his first foul of the game. And the Nets making a change here. Dinwiddie's checked in. And there's a foul called on Alan Cram. That's foul number 2 for him. Jeremy Lin, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Here's Lin. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. Kicks to Allen. Back to Lin. Clock at 6. Bosh sets the pick for Lin. Off the pick, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation.
Ugh, ugly start. The second half, they've missed their first 4. They've got to get on track.
Damari Carroll's checked in for Rondé and Hollis Jefferson. New York calls timeout.
They've been committing a lot of turnovers, and I imagine that's exactly what they're talking about right now. They need to tighten it up.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. And Mbamute dishes to McGee. Back to Mbamute. Stolen by Bosh. Pushing it up. Here's Dinwiddie. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
I don't think that's going to go.
Someone scores.
Yeah, it's been a defensive battle to say the least, partner. Good to see at least somebody got the ball.
Als ob der Ball im Haus ist.
Rashawn Holmes, he's checked.
Kommt,
for Thabo
Leute.
Cephalosha. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Bosh, the screen. And there's a foul called on Alan Cram. And that'll be his third foul so far. A different look for New York. West comes in
Leute,
for
ich leg
JaVale
mich hier
McGee.
echt auf,
And
ihr
it's
merkt,
Ennis
glaube
in
ich,
for
ne?
Alan Cram.
Alter Schwede. Aber der Schiedsrichter ist auch gerade richtig.
Outside Bosh. He dishes it to Carroll. Just 5 on the clock. Shoots from 12. And he hits the jump shot. He's got his first 2 points of the night.
And Bosh has a beautiful stroke from the mid-range. Once you give him room to shoot, he doesn't hesitate.
The rebound by the Nets.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
Out of bounds. Nets ball as Brooklyn keeps possession.
So close to getting the steal there, but the deflection equally as effective.
Yeah, refusing to give up anything easy. Solid defense, and I like that attitude.
Mozgov, he's checked in for the Nets. And New York with a change here, too. Measury's checked in. There's Lynn with the 3. And again, it's the Nets missing. New York trails by 16. Pass to Joseph. It's tipped. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock in game.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Dinwiddie's gotten 3 of his 4 shots to fall, hitting 75%. Releases.
Als ob der nicht reinging.
But wouldn't fall for him. And there's the pass to Kira. That 3 off the mark. And here's the break. That's good from Joseph on the assist from Mute. Joseph's got his first 2 points.
A smart, decisive pass inside there. He really made it easy for his teammate.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. Back to the action after this word. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. New York trails by 16. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. And New York, looking at who they got. West is out there with Luke and Mute. Then it's Ennis. Then there's Measury. Now, here is Russell. D right on him. Hollis Jefferson passes to Lynn. Now here's Ennis. He's guarded by Russell, and he comes up with the deuce. Measury's got 4 points in the quarter.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
Now here's Lynn. Outside, Russell launches a 3. It's rebounded by New York. West has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. They get a hand on it. Outside, Russell. But great position on the putback. And the Nets lead by 14. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game. How it's been going for the Nets.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
New York calls timeout. They trail by 14. A minute 50 left in the game. And Brooklyn making a change here. Allen's checked in. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Cephalosha kicks to Mute. Here's LeVert. And the whistle blows, so a chance for a three-point play.
Gotta give LeVert credit. I mean, not allowing the defense to shut him down, using his length to get his shots off inside. Well done.
And Clark, we know that players are evaluated in a historical perspective, largely by how many rings they have. Do you think that's a fair way to evaluate things?
I don't think you can solely evaluate an individual player in a team sport by the number of rings he's been able to win. Clearly, it can be part of the criteria, especially if you're talking about great players who have had similar careers. It can be a differentiator. But to me, it doesn't necessarily carry the weight that some people like to give it in evaluating players. Individual performance over time is what, to me, marks the hallmark of a player worthy of Hall of Fame consideration or being talked about being one of the greats in the game.
Crab from long range. Nets leading by 17. And there's a whistle that goes on Corey Joseph. That's his third foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. Clark, the current era is so connected to fans through social media. Just how much has that changed the NBA, do you think?
Well, I don't think it's just changed the NBA. It's changed our society and culture at large, and it's here to stay. I just like to see people productively and fruitfully use social media, and I would like to see less of the vitriol and hatred that is afforded for people to hide behind with their negative comments.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, I'm sure he's frustrated, Greg, because nothing is falling right now. But he's going to keep chipping away at it, and that's the attitude. Stay with it.
And that one misses.
And, you know, at this point in his career, Mozgov knows his role, plays hard defense, and really takes quality shots on offense.
And the Nets making a change here. Lynn's checked in. New York trails by 19. And McGee kicks to Joseph. Back to McGee from downtown. New York, no good that time either. They've shared the load offensively.
And guys, they've put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react, and that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively.
McGee with the block. And a fast break now for New York. And here's Cephalosha for 3.
Komm.
It from 3-point
Nice, Digga.
And there's typically going to be some space when you're out in transition and you do just kind of venture out to that 3-point line.
And there's a foul called on Alan Cram. That will get him his 4th foul of the game, and due to the bonus, we will head to the line for 2. And the first one drops.
That's verloren.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. New York calls timeout. They're trailing by 18.
So, nochmal Timeout.
23 seconds left to play here in the 4th. Guys, what's your take?
And this is what happens when you dig yourself a hole. It's hard to climb out of.
Well, to me, they look emotionally spent.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Chris Bosh.
And he's provided them with a major mismatch on that low block tonight. That they've been able to lean on his scoring in the paint. And if nothing else has worked, he's given them a reliable option on every possession.
After 2 straight losses, they switched it up a bit tonight, giving him a much bigger role, and it's worked out even better than they could have hoped for. Poke loose. Here's Mbamute. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession.
Ja, okay, das wär's dann gewesen.
And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team.
Blöd gelaufen für
And you gotta commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge.
Warum der Macher von dem Team auch immer Homeoffice-Abkürzung gewählt hat, da könnt ihr mich, also fragt ihr mich. Das habe ich mich jetzt schon gefragt. Und so. Das war's dann für diese Folge. Ich hoffe, sie hat euch gefallen. Lasst eine positive Bewertung da, ein Abo, falls ihr es noch nicht getan habt, und aktiviert die Glocke, damit ihr kein weiteres Video mehr verpasst. Bis dann und ciao.